I told you yesterday that I'd probably be telling you about some additional testing with the bungee balls, so that's my purpose today. If you watched my first bungee balls video, you know that the bungee balls concept comes from Dr. Gary Sharp and Deb Helfrich of OutThinkingParkinsons.com. The bottom line from my test so far is that I'm very encouraged and anxious to get more experimental data. The next slide summarizes the goals and methodology behind my testing. The premise of our bungee ball exercises is that when these exercises are performed in sync with rhythmic music, they will have a positive effect on our fine motor skills in our arms, hands, and fingers. And beyond that, there will be a residual effect after the exercise session is completed for some period of time. We're going to perform these exercises early in the morning when I've not taken my medications, and we're going to do the yo-yoing with the bungee ball in sync with rhythmic music. We're also going to try Gary's most recent exercise with the bungee ball on top of the hand. Again, we'll be making handwriting samples before and after each phase of the test for comparison. I've performed the yo-yoing test yesterday, which was the 9th, and this is my little data sheet from yesterday. You can see that my first entry is at 7:05. I've not taken any medications, and I wrote a little sentence. This is how I write. It's very small. It was very difficult to make those strokes. Then I did some yo-yoing with the bungee ball, probably 7 minutes of that, something like that. And then I made another entry on number 2 on the data sheet, and after yo-yoing with the music, and you can see that I write much better. My memory of that is that my fluidity in my fingers and hand was much improved. So in number 3, I did a little bit more work with the bungee ball and music, and I thought I could write just a little bit better. So I was very excited after performing this test yesterday on June 9th. This is my data sheet from today, June 10th. On the first line, after awakening this morning and not taking my medications, I wrote the little sentence, "This is how I write now." And you can see it's typical micrographia, and it was very difficult to write that sentence. Then I yo-yoed for a while, probably 10 minutes or so, in sync with the music, and I wrote the second line sentence, "This is how I write now," and it was some better, but I didn't feel like it was the degree of improvement I saw yesterday, truthfully. And so I tried it again on the third line, and it was not as good as the second line. Then I tried Gary's exercise with the ball on top of my hand and stretching my fingers, and that sentence is on the fourth line, and I thought that was noticeably improved. Then I rested for a while and wrote another sentence and couldn't really tell too much difference. Took my medications at 8:15, and then you can see almost an hour later how I wrote. So I feel like our results are inconclusive at this point, but promising, very promising, and I'm going to continue to collect some more data. I'm very encouraged. That sums it up for now. I'll be traveling for the next several days, but I'll be trying to carve out some time for bungee ball tests in the meantime. Why don't you give it a try and let me or Gary or Deb know what happened with you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget our slogan.